guys, and welcome to Steel Beasts for Dummies. So, if you've ever had an interest in tank warfare or tank simulation games, this is probably the best place to look. The game was originally designed for government use and for tank simulation systems within armies around the world. Basically, the producers of this software mainly designed it for tank crews to practice their skills and drills on a safe platform. They can build a little simulation vehicle in a warehouse somewhere, fire up this software, and then they can watch it through periscopes and through the various sighting systems that vehicles have. And sooner or later people started to realize, well, actually this would be a fantastic game that can be played, just from everyone in civilian world. So eventually they did. They produced what's called Steel Beasts Pro Personal Edition, and this is what came up. It's an extremely realistic game in terms of tank warfare. Sadly, it is lacking a few features that modern games do have. Obviously, the graphics are not the greatest in terms of landscape and other features that other games nowadays do have. However, that's not really something you're too concerned about, and this is definitely a game that you will enjoy if you enjoy tank warfare. In terms of realism, there isn't much that's out there that can keep on par with this. It is definitely not a game for those who have very little patience or do not have the time to learn how to operate a tank system correctly. It's not as simple as looking through a gun scope and being able to just fire a target and off you go. There's a lot of things you need to learn about how to operate a gun system, and not just the gun system, but many other systems that the vehicle has. There's the commander systems that need to be utilized. Straight away here, my gunner has located the tank, and he is going to engage.
Fire! On the way!
As you can see, the graphics are not the greatest in the world, but I really enjoyed this game. I've played it for quite some time now. Currently we are playing a beginner's campaign. It is a defensive campaign. It is extremely challenging to try and keep up with the number of units that are based within this particular kind of game. I'll show you exactly what I mean.
On the way!
So, right now, let our tank crew continue engaging these targets. Now, as you can see, the map is pretty complex. If you don't know how to read maps, or you don't know how unit designations work, you may be a little confused by this, but let's just break it down really simple here. So I'm going to turn off my routes, turn off this info here, and turn off some other overlays. Now, left is pretty much what units are on the map, and the landscape itself. As you can see, there's a lot of vehicle units here to command, and it's something you have to bear in mind when you're playing this game is, there is a lot to do, and there's also a lot you can leave down to the computer, and you can just enjoy being your own tank crew. As you can see here, we have 3 tank platoons. Focusing on a northern approach from the enemy. There's a lot of tank companies coming down this road, so hopefully they'll be able to hold them off. We also have some infantry down here with some Bradley fighting vehicles who are probably going to be trying to scout and deter the enemy forces coming through this valley here. A lot of units to pay attention to. Down in the back here with the CO and the XO. We have a small town here that we're here to defend. We also have reserve elements at the rear. So yeah, again, something you need to get used to is it's not as simple as just commanding a small platoon of tanks. You may need to command an entire platoon, or even a company, or even a brigade of tanks. And as we look right here, we have pretty much an entire armored battle group in defense of this town.
On the way.
So what you should look into is whether or not this game is for you or not. Do you really want to be trying to focus on so many vehicles at one time? If you don't, you still have the ability just to command the one tank platoon or tank company. As of right now, these leopards are going to be engaging targets coming across from the north, and they are set up in a defensive holding position here. Now, I really enjoy the defensive campaigns because it gives you a lot of time to plan and a lot of time to learn certain controls, learn certain gameplay aspects. As you can see right here, this tank crew is engaging a target within its defensible dugout, and then once it engages the target, it reverse out of the dugout to then give the enemy gunners a little bit more of a difficult target to engage instead of just a sat down, hull down tank. He'll then re-engage back inside the dugout. Hopefully.
On the way.
And then pull back out and give the enemy gunners a little bit more of a difficult target to see. The defensive positions that they're holding up on this hill are pretty well located, to be honest. They have nice overview positions. So I'm just going to go over a few key features that the game has. So, as of right now, we're in what's called observation mode. So we're basically observing our tank crew doing what they do. We have really very little control as of right now of what they're doing. However, if we wanted to control them, we do have that ability. We can control their movement, and in terms of third-person involvement with the vehicle. So, if I wanted my vehicle to halt, I can tell them to halt and come fully reverse, and I can tell them to left and right neutral turn, and then pull back into his gun position. So, right now I'm going to leave these guys to continue engaging. Set of vehicles. Let's go to, I think we have some Abrams out here somewhere. Oh, we have some Bradleys. So, now we go from the heavy armored side to the infantry fighting vehicle side. We have the Bradley fighting vehicle, which is equipped with anti-tank missiles to the top, and Bushmaster chain gun to the front. Again, in a defensive position. Now, again, we're in the third-person view. However, we have multiple views that we can go through in the vehicle. Every vehicle obviously has its driver, its commander, and its gunner. However, certain other vehicles will have other positions. This particular vehicle will have a driver, a gunner, and a commander. We are going to go, first of all, to the gunner. As of right now, we are looking through a thermal optic sight, and we are using, as of right now, the armored piercing fin stabilized depleting sabot rounds. So these are basically our armored piercing rounds that will be fired from our chain gun. We have multiple magnification scales here. As you can see, there's a house in the distance. There goes Tracer. So again, if graphics are a concern to you, this game was never designed to be very, very beautiful. It was designed to be realistic and designed to be as accurate as it can be to armored warfare. So looking through the scope is pretty much an accurate representation of what you would look through a real scope. You're not going to see an HD image looking through, you know, some of these sighting systems are quite old in their day, especially in this genre of vehicle. They're going to be quite dated, and they're not going to be perfect, you know, really crystal clear scope sights. So looking through this thermal imaging, you can see it's quite hazy. It's got some white noise feedback coming from it, which is fine. That's perfectly normal. That's what would happen on any other scoping system you would use on a vehicle. So that's our gunner's system. We're then going to go to our commander's group. Now, the great thing about this game is when you're actually inside the vehicle, it's as if you are inside the vehicle. You can go through different perspectives of the vehicle. For instance, you can look through every single periscope and have 360 degree vision out of them. Okay, you also have the ability to look around inside of the vehicle itself. Okay, let's just get out of here. You also have the ability to look around inside the vehicle itself. As you can see, considering that this game was never designed for pure graphical detail, it is pretty down detailed. You know, we're looking at pretty much what the inside of a Bradley would look like to the real vehicle. We have all the different various control systems that we can use, and actually some of these are actually able to be used. For instance, if we want to shut down our turbo, which is our anti-tank missile system, we can shut it down mid-air, showing our turret indication here, and all sorts of, you know, other little tidbits that make the game look really immersive and really realistic. Our radio systems here, intercom, things like that. So very, very realistic in terms of the layout of the inside of the vehicle. And we'll go to a tank as well, and I'll show you the insides of that. So right now we're in the commander's position. We've been to the gunner's position. We can also go to the driver's position. As you can see here, it's very, very limited, just like a real driver's position would be. We're only going to be looking through our periscopes right now. And if we wanted to drive forward, all we do, drive forward a little bit here, and now we're in our hold down position.
Fire.
On the way. Oh, looks like our gunners going to be engaging some targets here. There we go, he's just fired an anti-tank missile off into the distance there. So yeah, we're in the driver's position now, very simple, very easy position to be in part of. However, if you were to play this with other people online, you would have an actual tank crew as gunner, driver and commander. You could actually sit in the driver's compartment. And to be honest, if you're into that sort of thing, you like just, you know, being the driver, then that's the position you could be in. It's pretty simple, nothing too difficult. You drive around, you listen to commands, but you can also be the spotter for the crew. So another little realistic setting for yourself there. So we'll go back into third person view here.
Identified.
See if we can get firing another tow. So the tow anti-tank weapon system on this vehicle is wire guided, so you must engage the target and hold engaging the target with your scope until that missile hits target, otherwise your wire guiding system will not continue to follow the target. Very, very, very simple system, but a lot of fun to use because you've got to keep tracking that missile on the target to the very last minute. As you can see, our infantry defensive position here with our Bradleys is set up quite happily, so we're going to move on to a different group. As you can see now to the north, the armoured battle group from the enemy is coming in pretty heavy. The blotted out diamonds you see here, the light diamonds, that enemy targets have actually been engaged and destroyed, so it looks like they're being held off pretty well here. To the west, it looks like the infantry could be having a bit of a hard time. Now, infantry is not really the focus of this game. They haven't put a huge amount of effort or detail into here. Their intention really was for armoured fighting. As you can see, Steel Beasts is its pretense, so that's what they're going to focus on. However, the infantry is able to do some work in here. This guy has just gone into the ground a little bit, and that means he's gone into cover. Again, graphical detail isn't something they've really focused on too much. Here's some infantry that have pretty much been slaughtered to the left and a bunker to our rear. Looks like they're trying to engage this Russian company coming down here of armor, but look like it's working out too well. Looks like they're pushing through, and some guys are actually going into retreat. So we're going to try and pull our Bradleys up here. So I'm going to control this Bradley from third person, and we're going to drive him through this wood line very carefully at slow speed and see if we can get some rounds on target. Now, to be honest, this is kind of a suicide mission, putting Bradleys against heavy armor through this wood line, but just to show you the kind of battling that can happen within this kind of game, we're going to put these guys into contact and show you how things go down. Now, if you were a multiplayer crew, this would be a lot of fun, having your own commander, own gunner, and your own driver. The driver could be spotting out the targets and navigating through the trees, because obviously in real life we're not going to look through a third person. So we're holding on the edge of the wood line, we've identified a tank. We'll then open up hopefully the anti-tank missile launcher. And there's our Bradley. So as I said before, kind of suicide. Bradley's now been completely destroyed. Now if you noticed in the top right corner there, we did have various systems that once we were initially engaged were starting to drop out. When you're engaged on this game, it's as simple as real life. Certain weapons are going to take out certain parts of your vehicle, and that's going to affect the operational ability of your vehicle. For instance, if you take small arms fire from infantry, you could potentially take out scope sighting systems or radios, etc. Obviously, any kind of heavy weapon system, kind of, 30mm and above kind of thing, you're going to be start engaging things like engine systems, tracks, wheels, and even guns. So anything above the really, really heavy stuff, we're talking about anti-tank missiles and main guns from battle tanks. We're talking about pretty much kill factor, going to knock out your entire vehicle. So again, something to take into account in terms of realism. There's not just once you hit, you're dead. Your vehicle can be repaired. Your vehicle can come back from the dead, should we say. So these guys are held up in a bunker. They look really happy as a set of four there.
We're taking fire here.
They are going to be continuing to monitor this valley for the enemy armor coming, and they'll engage as it comes. But it looks like there's not going to be much hope for this west flank here. So in that respect, we're going to pull up some Abrams as reinforcements. Now, as you can see, these Abrams look beautiful. I think they look gorgeous considering the game's actual age, and really take into effect that they don't focus much on graphics. So we're going to send these Abrams in to help out. Now, another way you can control your battle group is actually from the map. So it's a very simple system to use. Whenever you want to control someone, you basically click on them, they come up as purple. You then need to right click on them to create a route for them, and you can create 6 different route modes. Engage basically means they're going to move onwards to the position you send them to, but en route they'll engage any targets on the way. Assault means they're going to drive as fast as they possibly can to the position you send them to, engaging anything on the way, but they will not stop whilst they engage. They will keep pushing forward. March is basically, if you create a march route, they will follow a road or the easiest route they can to get to somewhere. Unless there's no roads around, then they will follow a straight direction and they will engage anything they see on the way and hold. But their main focus is to travel somewhere efficiently and effectively to get to the next route of march. Retreat is basically they're going to go in full reverse as fast as possible and stop. Scout means they're going to go very slowly, they're going to use the land carefully. Normally scouts go such as fighting vehicles or small scout armed vehicles. And breach is, I forgot what breach is. I think breach is actually for engineering these vehicles, because you can have the control of engineering vehicles in this game. Breach openings in terms of minefields and creating bridges and stuff. So our infantry to the north, and in doing so we're going to tell them to assault. So I want to get them to push on. So let's set them to assault. We're going to set one waypoint right in the center of this armed company, right click and off they go. This little indication line here shows that they're going to be in a straight line, just like an assault should be. And as you can hear in the background, their engine speed is really picking up now, and hopefully the rest of the tank platoon here will catch up. As you can see, it looks pretty impressive once they're punching through a field like this, trying to engage enemies. It's really impressive, and once these main guns start firing, it really shows how impressive this game can be once it gets to the top. The crew members are not shown in this game. Oh, it looks like we've already got engaging targets coming in. So we're going to go to the gunner's site now, and I can show you just how difficult this game can be in terms of engaging targets. So, my commander is giving me engagement. I'm going to hold the vehicle. I'm going to laze my target, and the range will come up. Once it's lased, the target computer is giving me a target range. I can then fire the main gun, hit the target. However, the target is not stopped. I must re-engage. Target's hit again. Target stop. I'll then drop the laze so I can reassert a new target. It looks like I've got a tank hiding in that tree line here. I'm going to laze him up. That's a false laze, so what happens with the laser is once it tries lasing something, it will always hit the first thing it hits. So there may be some trees in the way or something there, so I'm going to switch target and let my other tank engage that one. I'm going to re-engage to this one. Again, that's probably a false laze. Range that I engaged the last one at was at about 2,000, just under 2,000. So anything below that seems a little funky for the tanks that are around that area. So I'm going to let my other tanks engage them for now, conserve some ammo. And in fact, we'll even show the rest of my tank engaging.
On the way.
And we're going to push forward again, hard. Okay, we want to try and get these enemy pushed back a little harder. Go back to my map. So 2-3 has been engaged. They are holding. They have lost their engine, their turret gun stabilization, the turret drive, stabilization again, suspension, a fuel leak, and a coolant leak. Now, if you can see it flashing, it basically means it's just happened. The numbers next to turret drive, stabilization, and suspension basically mean that the vehicle is trying to be repaired. In doing so, you're going to have to wait for the amount of time that it indicates. So our stabilization comes back in about 10 seconds. Suspension and turret drive is going to be about an hour to 35 minutes. So this tank is pretty much useless for now. So we're going to leave it and continue on with the battle. I think the same's happened for 3-3. 3-3 is a left track out, but it will be back in 35 minutes. So should be able to return back to the battle pretty soon. But for now, we're left with the rest of platoon's vehicles, which is 1 and 4, and they're going to continue pushing. Now they're going pretty fast here. I'm trying to get them to help reinforce this infantry platoon because they have been hammered pretty hard on this hillside. So as you can see straight away, in terms of tank warfare, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to enjoy this if you like this kind of setup. I would suggest that you research a lot about the game before attempting to buy it. This game is not cheap, guys. It's probably, I think the last time I checked, about $110. It's not a game as such, remember, it's a simulation. Simulation games or simulation software, we all know they cost quite a bit of money. When it comes to things like DCS, yes, it's free, but when you go for the sort of upgradable stuff, it starts costing you money. I'll admit, they're charging far too much money for this particular software. For the money that you're spending for it, it should be a lot more in-depth in terms of detail and gameplay detail, really. But in terms of realism and tank warfare, it's hit the nail right on the head. It does exactly what you want it to do. I would also suggest looking up the kind of computer you have. Although it's quite a simplistic game, it does produce quite a bit of lag in terms of a lot of vehicles being on the battlefield. This is quite a large battle actually, and my computer's doing really well. It's a pretty good computer, but I know there have been instances where I've had extremely large battles, and it has really struggled. Even though it's not graphically demanding, it can be quite difficult on processing vehicles around or flying through the sky and such. So we're going to slow down this hill here and do what's pressed. I'm slowly pressed over the top and see what we can see. Hold this hill, it's a perfect vantage point. It's also a very vulnerable position for my platoon, but we're going to hold here and see what we can see. These vehicles have been destroyed from this position. Forward. So again, looking through the Abrams thermal imaging, we can see that the detail just really isn't there. But like I said before, the game is focused on realism, and if you look through, a real thermal imaging system, it's really not the crispest sometimes anyway. I know from my past military career in the British Army, we did not have some of the most sophisticated sighting systems in the world, but they did the job, and in terms of relation to this game, it does the exact same thing. It does the job, it allows you to engage targets, and I think it still looks really good. No one wants like HD imaging coming through their thermal imaging. It doesn't really make much sense. It's not how it would be in real life. We've also got to remember that this game is based on Abrams fast vehicles that are low generation, so they're older tanks. They're not modernized tanks we look at today. These are Cold War era tanks. They again still do the job. They have all the weapon systems and capabilities that Abrams need to do to fight the battle. Abrams and Leopards are not the only vehicles in this particular game. As there's multiple vehicles you can engage and fight with in this game. Oh, it looks like we're taking some to the left here. Let's try and get away from that. We can go from the CV-90 vehicles, the Abrams, the Leopards, the Challenger 2. There is a lot of armoured vehicles in this game. As you can see, artillery is also available to be utilised in this game. Very effective on the battlefield. As of right now, it's pretty much pushing us to the right and heading right where they want us to go. So, something else that you can use, bear in mind when you're engaging targets. Other things you need to be aware of when playing this game, when you first buy the game, you have to actually order it online from a company called eSig Games. They are the people who produce the software. It comes with a USB stick, or otherwise known to them as a dongle. They ask you to install the game and then use this stick as a code meter stick. Basically, it is to prevent copyright details being tank engaging. Get that armor to the front.
Identified. Fire.
So we got a PC, BMP here. I'm going to laser him up, and give him a bit of warning. Another PC coming up on the hill. I can't see him though, so I'm going to hold. I'm going to drop that last laser range I got. Let him crest over the hill. You guys obviously haven't learned their lesson. Let's see if we can scooch one over the top, so we'll laser them up. Firing. Negative, it's too short, so we're going to press over the dog attack. We're going to move forward. See if we can get a better eyes on that target.
On the way.
Looks like the AI gun. Better shot than I am.
Re-engage.
No, re-engage, so
Away.
take it short. I'm gonna finish him off. See him now.
Fire.
Target is stopped. Good
Fire.
thing. He has the turret aimed right for me. So anyway, as I was saying, let's get the crap out of there. So as I said before, the game requires the USB dongle to be able to be played. The dongle is basically there for copyright effects. It's to stop you from trying to mass produce the game, because games like this were never designed to have encrypted key codes and things built within the game, so they use the game dongle to try and make things look copyright. It's a good thing, because at the end of the day, I am not fully able to even want to try and do that, so just the dongle kind of makes it more nice for those people who spend enjoy, and then people, you know, copy and make it free, which is kind of sucky. The other thing to make aware for you guys of this game is modifications. This game is super modified, so if you want to be able to change the skins on your tank, this is the standard skin with a little skull that it's in right there, and you want to put different skins on, you want to put different kind of sound modifications in there, different kind of graphical interfaces, even the terrain, everything is moddable in this game. It's very adaptable when it comes to mods. So really good thing when it comes to playing online or in the community. You can still these huge web page that has the modifications. They're all free. You can just download them. Obviously, make sure you check the virus scanners and stuff like that. But download all this stuff, guys. I mean, I downloaded some really cool skins from Challenge 2, being from the British Army. I wanted the Desert Rats put on there, which is the brigade that I served with, and they had a skin on there with Challenge 2 with the Desert Rats on, and you know, it looks really cool. There's other modifications you can place on there, as I said before, just like the skins for the vehicles. You can also change the interior skins for certain pieces of bits and pieces. You can change radio, chatty, change pretty much anything you want. It's up to whoever's made the modification. We're going to go, I'll open here. Pretty much whoever made the modification and your imagination. I mean, if you know how to do that sort of stuff, the world's your oyster. So that's another really cool thing to have. In terms of that though, there is a downside. When Steel Beast was originally produced, or Steel Beast Pro P was originally released, there was different variations of versions, so they updated some things, got rid of some glitches. However, in doing so, they started to go more and more into, well, we're doing all these mods, let's start charging people money, and it sucks. Because what happens is, say for instance, after watching this video, you really like the game, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'll go buy it, and you'll be like, okay, I spent $110. Well, that's great for you, but for me, when I originally spent $110, many years ago, it was fantastic. However, since then, however many years, they've released multiple updates to the game and different versions of the game. Some are free, some are not. For instance, the most recent update of this game, I think, cost me about $30. Now, if you've had the game since day one, and you've updated, because you'll have to update to keep up with cool stuff, and play online and all that good stuff, it's going to cost you quite a bit of money. If you add it all up, $110 plus $30 plus $20, now I'm not too sure how many modifications and updates there have been where the game has cost a lot of money. What I will say is, I find it really unfair that people who buy the game originally have been have been valued customers to the eSIM games, are continually having to pay more money for an updated version of the game, where people who just play for the first time ever then pay just the $10 So it's kind of sucky. Something you've just got to be aware of if you want to try and keep up with the game. I'm sure they'll be bringing up many more versions of the game, many more updates to the game, which is great because it keeps the game running smooth and all the cool features and stuff. sure that you know that in advance. You're not wasting $110 and then being like, well, I'm not paying $90 for
On the way.
this new upgrade. So just keep that in mind. Other
On
features are, you know, there's many other features in this game that will take far too long to explain and touch on. I think for the most part, as this is just a quick overview of the game, I've gone through most of the things. There are other features that are really cool in this game. For instance, you can have after-action reviews, so the game is actually recorded as you play, piece by piece, step by step. And once the game is finished, you can actually watch afterwards exactly what happened, what went wrong. So an after-action review is really handy to have, you know, if you're playing online with people or, you know, in a clan and such. You can review how your platoon did, kind of go over things. It's really, really nice. Some
On the way.
might have happened. This game, you can actually watch even from the perspective of right now.
On the way.
See which enemy targets happened to engage you, what was engaged, and you can actually look at it from the enemy's perspective too, which is really nice. You can see how they works or even how the enemies line work. This platoon here is absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea why they are barrels and just driving around in front of one another. It's absolutely ridiculous. The AI is just not in the field today, but that's fine. That's part of the game. The AI is not focused in terms of tactical gameplay. It does its job. It does what it has to do. As of right now, it's like everything on a little bit. A lot of Russian armor coming up on the road. Let's see if we can find any. Yeah, so hold. Tank.
Ceasefire.
We're gonna laze him. That's target now. A lot of Russian armor out there. A lot of dead Russian armor. Yeah, pretty much all dead. So yeah, the AI isn't most fantastic in terms of intelligence, but it does its job. It's able to produce gameplay that is quite challenging. The AI tends to work on a rush system, just like any other Russian armoured brigade would have been in the day. They try their best to overwhelm in numbers, to come down on you pretty hard. These guys have continued to advance as hard as they can down this road and just keep coming. It looks like this Bradley is having a really bad day with it. This guy's pretty much one of the only guys left. Yeah, so AI does what it needs to do. Oh, we got some EMPs.
Fire.
A lot of BMPs. As you can see, another aspect of this game is ballistics. This game is not a point and shoot and hit what you want. You have to be able to determine how to use your weapon system.
Fire.
This is quite easy because I'm just using my lays, giving me my range, and then engaging as I go. However, if your lays was to go down, you would have to go to a manual sighting system, which would be this guy. So, a lot more difficult being able to determine how to range the system in, you're going to get weapon system in.
Re-engage. Fire.
So, again, you're going to have to learn how to use tank tables, you're going to need to learn how to use reticle and firing system. Right now I'm not doing a very good job of it.
Short. Re-engage. Fire.
I'm going to let the AI continue whilst I talk.
Fire. Identified. On the way.
Oh, there goes that whoosh and the whiz there you heard was from an anti-tank missile. It's like code, because you can hear the cable fall
on the way.
So guys, that is the overview for today. I'm going to continue making videos on this game and actually go through step-by-step tutorials of how to use certain aspects of the game, different gameplay aspects, different vehicles. There are so many vehicles you can use, so there'll be multiple tutorials for now, this is just kind of an overview of whether or not you'd be interested in playing the game. If it's something for you, if not, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Comment below, like and subscribe. I will be continuing to make many more videos in regards to Skill Beast Pro. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great day. And I'm going to try and see if I can get this Bradley up and running again and get it back into the firefight. Okay guys, have a great day.
We're taking fire.